World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day to all of our listeners here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This is World News in 5 and I'm your host, Steph Vicente. Iranian officials say a new 14-point plan is focused solely on ending the war across all fronts. In statements released within the past hours, Al Jazeera reports they emphasize that discussions are limited to achieving a ceasefire and do not include broader issues such as the country's nuclear program. Iranian Foreign Affairs Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghai said the plan will be carried out within a 30-day time frame, outlining how it would be implemented. Baghai also dismissed speculation about any firm deadline or ultimatum tied to negotiations with the United States. He then stressed that Iran will not engage in talks under pressure or impose timelines. Instead, Baghai said the 30-day period is intended to explore how a potential agreement could be reached or put into effect. In other news overseas, a weaponized quadcopter flew low over southern Lebanon, maneuvering through damaged buildings and dirt roads as it zeroed in on an Israeli tank with soldiers nearby. From the operator's first-person view, the CNN reports the words "bomb ready" appeared on screen before the drone struck. Experts say the device is a fiber optic drone, a type increasingly used by Hezbollah for its precision and resistance to electronic countermeasures. Unlike traditional drones, it is controlled through a thin fiber optic cable rather than radio signals, making it nearly impossible to jam or detect. According to Israeli officials, the attack killed 19-year-old Sergeant Idan Fuchs and wounded several others, while additional drones targeted a rescue helicopter responding to the scene. Military analysts note that these drones can operate from miles away, giving operators a clear real-time view while staying out of harm's reach. First seen widely in the war in Ukraine, the technology highlights a growing challenge for modern defenses which struggle to stop these low-tech but highly effective weapons. And finally, 10 people were killed and at least 76 others injured after a wave of Russian drone and missile strikes hit multiple regions across Ukraine in the past 24 hours, according to Ukrainian officials. Fatalities were reported in 5 areas, including Kherson, Odessa, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Sumy, as attacks on urban centers continue. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia launched 269 drones overnight, with most intercepted, though several strikes and falling debris still caused damage in at least 15 locations. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukrainian forces carried out separate attacks on Russian ports, hitting 3 oil tankers, a cruise missile warship, and a patrol vessel. President Zelensky noted that tankers were part of Russia's so-called shadow fleet used to bypass Western sanctions tied to the 2022 invasion. Russian authorities, for their part, said Ukraine launched more than 300 drones with heavy targeting reported in the Leningrad region. Recent Ukrainian strikes have focused on Russian oil infrastructure, with Kiev claiming significant damage to export facilities. Moscow has downplayed the impact, but concerns over Ukraine's expanding drone reach have led the Kremlin to scale back its upcoming Victory Day military parade, citing security threats. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.